Okay, we're live now. Yay! There I am. Again, I cannot see the name. Again. No, okay, no, I can see it again. It's the sound of the game that again I cannot hear. Okay, definitely Shade is with me, so he's now helping me with all the electronic shit and more. Hi, Timmy! Welcome. Okay, so this is the thing. Like I said early in the call, tomorrow I'm not gonna be doing stream because I'm gonna be outside with Cello. I'm gonna go to an event. And actually a really cool event actually. It's we're gonna go to an event that is like a Jurassic Park theme park or something like that. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with dinos. I don't know if I will be able to finish the stream today, but I'm gonna try my best to actually to complete the game today. Tonight. But yeah, how you doing, Hajime? I hope you're doing fine, by the way. Woman jump scare! Okay. Okay, that was hilarious and stupid of my part. But anyway. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. Sobake Gateto is the beautiful kitty. How you are doing fine, Gateto Bonito. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. He had a twin. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Oh. Lana? Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I cut my other hand. I hope. If not, I will make sure that the big dino will go there and give and smoosh you with love. I hope they don't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. Wow. You are not the only one. So, how did it go? If I Mr. Right suspect, the police are clueless. I figured as much as so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain. Sorry, I can't speak tonight. I'm too deep. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? Oh, you guys can hear the air. Whoops. We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they will not seek capital punishment. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. But Lana, don't tell me you. Much to my regret, I am as much in the dark as they are. Miss Guy? We found trace evidence of certain person in the police department evidence room. They belong to the officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You don't understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall. We have to play the cards we are dealt. Is that not right, Miss Kai? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Yee-haw! This is gonna be fun. And with fun, I mean not fun. Because... oh god, Jake Marshall. You're gonna need to attack Jake Marshall. Your defense is ready. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you will have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yeah, the victim Bruce Goodman was slain at both places at the same time.
But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room but just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edward's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as a secretary is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder of the police department. In so doing, I believe that way in which we should proceed with reveal itself. I think I butchered that entire line. Now that's what sets Mr. Edward apart. He's on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait.
Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Miss Edgeworth, you might call your fair witness of the day to stand.
For is fair witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department.
The suspect, you mean the so-called murder?
Oh god, no, this crazy guy. Things are getting out when I get back. Yes. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I'm Officer Ricken, sir. My occupation is no murder, sir.
So you're telling us you're a professional killer?
Give me a moment real quick. Yeah. Giving some words to Cello. Boy! But yeah, that guy prepared for a really crazy witness.
So you're telling us you're a professional killer?
Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You're gonna believe me, sir.
Actually, what we like to hear from you is...
Sir, what you call a part of the younger generation, sir. A person who's actually gonna possibly comprehend.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Help me, sir.
Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I'm part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. I'm sorry, but even the new generation, I don't think they are the generation that like to be told things or they are to be things. You can fault him for lack of enthusiasm. Why I always get the weirdest people here? Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room today. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. It was so suddenly attacked. Fought for my life, then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So according to this guy, supposedly it's
So the victim athletic Goodman attacked you?
do one to the other before they do one to you! That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I'm sorry, Shade, but this guy have a fucking megaphone. I need to scream.
I see! Then you fighting at the college helped you regain consciousness!
You can take your headphones if you want. After this guy take the stand off, you can put them again. Yes, sir, he knocked me upside the head, sir.
Very well. The defense might begin this examination.
What I need here is more info to work with. I just literally break his fucking ears. I'm so sorry. It's a shadow monster. He needs his ears to listen, and I'm just destroying them. I'm so sorry. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes. Now there's a scary thought. Evidence of murder was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given a special task not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of carrying the Blue Badger, sir.
The Blue Badger?
Yes, sir, the lovely police master created by Chief of Detectives, sir. We got a redemption. Oh, wait. There we go. That's how you do it. I was like, wait, hold on. I think I did something wrong. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. The team of the suck.
I see. So like a very important mission.
After the award ceremony finished the day, there were so many people running around. I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room.
Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room.
Tell us, what did you see when you got there? It was a suspicious man, the security screen, and rushed there. Okay. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? So that means, nope. So that means Officer Mickens must be 4989596. So that should be Officer Mickens then. But that means he went in twice. There it is, sir! I found it! That is the one right here!
Could you please read us the number?
Yes, sir! It's 4989596. That's my number, sir! I see. Huh? But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Please, explain, witness. It's a real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to get here after everything settled down.
I see, so it was during the second time when...
Yes, sir, that's when I spotted the man on the security cam. Okay. I was only doing my job. You were attacked, okay. So, you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir, a knife.
Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then?
Well, with me charging on it like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You are not exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I saw my hand like an octopus struggling. The mental picture. I'm gonna use the Stucky as a reference, but I can just imagine this guy just wobbling like an octopus, like. Fucking Zoidberg the shit out of that thing. I swear I am like an octopus struggling to detain him. He's doing the Zoidberg. That's why I got his gash on my hand. Maybe you just keep your cool, your hand will not be. And I saw the blood trickling down my arm. I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. And I fought for my life, then I did it. You killed him? What exactly you mean you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into Kung Fu films. The man he got there for an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spoke him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a I don't know if mans do that. I mean, I don't know if you say that to Jaws that it's like, I did a suplex to this person, and I don't think that's how you do, like closing your eyes. I see. He must have been desperate. And I think I knew his white coat was drenching a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew,
Yes?
he punched me right in my face, sir! And then I passed out to another officer smacked me away. Okay. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious! Oh, right. According to a report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head too. I woke up crying tears of pain.
That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that's it.
When I came around, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned here to the end before things got out of hand. Okay. Well, we can all rest easy now.
I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. What was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point.
Yes, Officer Meekins?
With regard of that, sir. Take a look at this! I was sent to me to my Jaso. Oh God. Chief got delivered it to me just this morning, sir.
The Chief?
Delivered it?
What is that, a videotape?
Yes, sir, that's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in Davis's room. Oh God. What? But I specifically asked if there was such tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased.
That's quite a mistake.
I just know what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like the communication with the police department is as good as ever.
Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
Please stop using the word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? That's Detective Goodman. We cannot see Detective Goodman's face. Something fell down. There is Officer Meekins. How fucking convenient that we cannot see Goodman's face. And Meekins is dead. Hey! That piece of cloth was not there before. That's the shittiest camera I ever seen! We saw absolutely nothing of the victim! Oh my God.
Well, I believe we are all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirring within us?
What do you mean with that? That camera was like a FNAF camera. It was! With a jump scare of something. What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? That's puppet Edgeworth. Okay, no. Sir! That's the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this is not going smoothly? Okay.
Yes, well, anyways, this case seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room.
Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. Time for a cross-examination. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. Never! It can't clearly see. It can never be seen in the fucking video. That's the shittiest camera ever. There is no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker when he required Detective Goodman's fingerprints to do. The locker he opened is the questionable Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it would be him. No one else could be unlocked it. I don't think so.
What's that about the fingerprints?
Each detective has given a locker equipped with a fingerprint activate lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to.
Intriguing! That will mean the victim at the crime scene will have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense might begin its cross-examination.
This is gonna be horrible. But let's see how everything goes. I don't trust this. I seriously don't trust this. Also, hold on, let me do something quick. There we go. I don't like where this is going, but let's see. His case can be clearly seen in the video, yeah, I know. But there is no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. Maybe? I mean, he opened the locker which surprised Detective Goodman here recently. The locker he opened is in question of Detective Goodman locker. So it would be him, no one else could have unlocked it. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face. Sir! If I may say something, sir.
Please do, after all, you are the one being examined.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And if it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My little state can testify enough to this, sir.
Yes, you have a point. The footage just doesn't lie.
That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. It's alright, let's check the... Is there a problem with the security? I think there is a problem. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
Strange?
This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man might not have been Detective Goodman.
What? The video contains such a contradiction?
Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal.
Yes, Sir Edward?
I propose we have the defense point out us this alleged contradiction in the video. They will want me to point it out.
Very well. It was accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence.
Fuck.
I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak.
I have to point out a problem in that video? This is the first time I ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction?
Wait! I see it! The thing is on. I think it's this one.
Take that!
Look, he has described the face. That also probably had worked too. The thing that's strange about this video has to be this. Officer Meekins! Sir! Do you mean me, sir? As I understand, the locker apparatus works like this. When you got a handle, a sensor reads your fingerprints if it's a match. The light turns on and the lock is released. According to my limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this thing. There is a spinning sock. When the victim reached for a handle to open the locker, let's rewind a little earlier. Here, notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit.
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Ah! Yes, it is.
Order! What's the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker was not locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are automatic. The locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked.
Oh, I know! It will have been broke down! Of course, I'm not expert on this.
That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor will detect any report of any malfunction.
Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor? Actually, I do.
Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Your Honor.
Yes, well, you see, this is not exactly my field. Do you think we scientific investigator? Huh? Maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jam the sensor. Oh, I know what. There is something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. I know.
Very well. Let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked, Mr. Wright. Please point out the cause for this.
Aha! There. Oh, I can't get it. The drifting on the joystick is horrible. See, it's drifting. Help! Oh my god, the drifting. Stop. Thank you. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Why the drifting in this joystick is so horrible?
What's this? Something white fell out of the locker.
What's there? It makes me the thing fall out when doors are open. I have to fall out a great distances when I open my... What? You didn't let me read it. I wanted to see exactly how the fuck he fall down and roll over. Anyways, we can be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
Yeah. It's like when you put a little like for example in a real life door. Well, doors right now have like a little like a hole or dent where el pasador de la puerta gets stuck. If you put something there, the door remains open. This white thing was not inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. Out of 3 times getting stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. What kind of police officer are you? Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me.
But you will have to be extremely thin to fit in the door.
Not only that, it will also have to have block electrical currents. It will need to be an insulator.
Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene.
There just might have been something that fits the description. What's there? My insulator doesn't mean... I think I finally got this figured out.
Very well. Will the defense please present relevant evidence? What was inside the...
This rubber glove. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove.
But we can be sure that was in the victim's locker.
Yes, it was. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that is not the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? It will appear so, sir. Gosh darn it. This guy, please take him down on the stand.
Order, order, order! So, are we to believe that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Do not mislead you, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated the possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about us. About this. Cualeto! Sir? Me? Sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. No problem. I hope you have a good day at work. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke?
Very well, begin your testimony.
Yeah, good luck with your work, Esqualeto. It's one of the things that proves the man was a Detective Goodman, sir. He went to the evidence room and must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there is a record of it. And now the crime detective had to use his card.
An ID card record, I see.
I have the ID card record here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID.
I know. I don't know why they didn't ask for the face.
However, one thing strikes me as usual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transfer. Why were there so few people using this room?
This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make such a difference. It doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transfer there, and most were cleared up by noon.
Right, I see. Now, let us move on to cross-examination.
Okay, time to begin this. There is one other thing that proves that the man was a detective. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there is a record of it. After the time of the crime, the detective had used his card.
No, he did not!
Wait one moment, Officer Mickey. I'm not gonna wait, sir. Gosh, I have the victim ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
A lost item report? It's only all completed.
Well, it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card.
Order, order! So now, what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card.
Order, order, order! Does the prosecution have a response?
I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. It was not a detective and it was not a good man. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already locked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. Was he out? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If anything in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. Huh? That is... well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong with the right? Only moments ago, you seen content and pointed your finger around. That is not going to end well. Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to do.
It's like you said, Mr. Ashworth.
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place. At the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place on one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murder being Miss Lana's Sky's defense. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Oh, fuck. I knew that testimony was way too shaky. It was all a trap from the beginning.
The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim, Officer Mickey's encounter? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial proposed to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman.
Just so, Your Honor. It's right. You have to do something, or else Lana. Oh no, La Navaja. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Fuck, do I object? It's because I have nothing to object, honestly. I may object.
Objection!
I need to object. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Now tell me you're objecting so that you just proven. Yeah, I am objecting. I'm an objective dino. Of course not. But I almost walked right into that prosecutor's trap. What are you talking about? This examination was proving one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Nope, but show the fight between Officer Meekins and an imposter. However, it can be said that it's unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amount of blood traces were found in the evidence. The defense demands further examination in the truth of the matter.
Mr. Ashworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
If it is court were to examine this further, other witness will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for the incident. You don't, but I got one. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. It's right. Do you mean, Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh? Whom do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person who you will have testify, what is his or her name?
Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edward know everything he said. He is in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees with the defense request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is suppounded. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Court is now in recess.
Okay, it's time to interrogate Sandy Cheeks. Or this guy that looks like Sandy Cheeks. There is no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figure everything out. I haven't figured out anything out. Lana? You're the one who knows everything! Emma? You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright's trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for this protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later.
No, come back! Wait, the technical option, what is it?
You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while I'm doing. On top of that, if you call me here, I've seen happier people at funerals.
Sorry, detective.
You better be, pal. Hey! I don't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky.
That's okay, so... Are you both ready, yes?
Oh! You mean this, right?
My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. Yeah, I totally look at that. My name?
Never in a million years will have to it was you who asked. Will I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I told Mr. Wright might need them, so I have them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
I can't believe you, the Chief Prosecutor, were a witness in the case.
Miss Sky was a witness?
Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, what? Now what I broke you... now that I broke your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me?
Emma, but why? Why is your name in here? What? My name isn't there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana? This SL9 incident is that? That's the classification number the police filled it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killing. The Joe Dark? No, Lana. That's over with. No! And she's dead. She ran away.
You know what? I just remember. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here.
Damn it! Everyone is left me. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Diamond Gun, Mouse Sisters. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to this killing 2 years ago. Incident number SL9. Close. Perpetrator Joe Dark. Crime serial murder. Sentence death. Victims Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby. No, Kirby! Why? Why they killed Kirby? He was just being a bola. Rachel Moss, Jeff Bates, and Neil Marshall. What? Trial data. Head prosecutors Miles Edward, witness Lana Sky and Emma Sky. Investigation task force. Executive investigators Damon Gann and Lana Sky. Head Investigator Bruce Goodman, Investigator Jake Marshall, and Angel Star. Holy shit. Well, this case connected to those killings 3 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. Why they killed Kirby? No, bola!
The court will now recompense for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner. Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trials of civilization. Some of you have described things. I know. Okay, you can come back, Shade. You can put the headphones. The screaming guy isn't here anymore. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we can.
Oh, I know, you're a patrolman!
He's not any patrolman. As my name is, you listen, hard huff. You can hear the howling wind calling it out. Yeah, it's this damn guy. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I never hear Edgeworth described that way before. Oh, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime, took place. Is this correct? According to the paper, partner?
What do you mean?
A desperado soul is a boundless in the desert sands. No paper can sum it.
Maybe it's best we get on with this quick. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English.
In plain old English? Pero yo hablo español, compadre. Okay, no. Me don't understand that English lenguaje that you hablar. Okay. I'm gonna try to do that. Let's see how stupid it is. Mi job consiste en no, fuck that, I'm bad. Mi trabajo consiste en mantener ojo vigilante. Whatever, I don't care, I never fuck it. My job was to keep a wary eye on the bone orphan. They say I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. What?
I can't say I particularly care for your attitudes.
I can say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complain. That was good. This guy. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card readers. I recall even a cowpoke like you know about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activate locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activate locks? What kind of newfangled doohickey are those? He's not being very helpful. He's not good with the machines or with following orders. Everyone got their weakness now then. Now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor?
This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. White, he's all yours.
Time to analyze this guy. Yeah, that's right. They say I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but they ain't not my style. Besides, the room's protected by security cameras since anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street saloon at the time it went down. Actually, no. You were there. There is bloody prints of you.
Objection!
Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd that is being called in to testify like this? After all, you were in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that place. I pay my respect, that is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints will be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene?
The blood was wiped away. A luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall, it seems to me there ain't not a person in this room with a head on his shoulder. I take it you have an explanation then, Mr. Marshall, Officer Marshall, I mean, about the blood-stained fingerprints?
Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime.
Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be on the evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstain handprint. The murder touched the locker where my fingerprints were by my fingerprints was by chance. I cannot read, sorry. The bloodstain and fingerprints are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it.
The witness explanation appears valid.
How?
Although there is room for doubt.
That will not be found without any doubt, partner.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
This guy is hiding something, I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. And why is that? That's because you... How did you put it? Pay your respect once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine.
What? What do you mean?
I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective, the locker I still use. All that is in there now, though, is a heap of broken beads. I see. It'd be strange if my prints were not all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from the locker programming. He must have been using the fingerprint local all this time without even knowing it. Okay. Sorry about that, because I forgot to read it. The murder touch, the blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Didn't you know the murder was being close? How did I know that? How did you know that? I might be a loner, but still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a blood stain at the scene, though. To be left by a murder. That's right. It was a bloody hand. That's right. It was found at the Teddy Country locker. However, no fingerprint was detected on that hand. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too.
So that would mean
Exactly.
the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of the officer Marshall fingerprint.
That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? The seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. There is only one reality, and that is this. It's heat tape. So long as my child is not in there, you can say otherwise.
This is not getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony, Mr. Marshall.
Oh, wait! Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? No, but I can actually show that. What do you mean by that? You mean to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. Objeto! Well, the video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Blind spots?
Places you can see. The camera is panning back and forth. The floor is not shown. If someone familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculation, Mr. Wright.
Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do show now.
I'm sorry, I'll show evidence. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Be careful, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. I'm gonna say because I got a horrible feeling about this. If I need to discover something on the tape, it's gonna be horrible.
Now then, let's have another look at this video.
My god, I'm exhausted today. Oh, I see it! Yeah, I saw that. It's gonna be right somewhere around here. There it is. He's right there. Bring on the attention back to the security camera. It's a mistake I'm afraid you will soon not forget, Officer Marshall. Today is short in Texas and so are tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white clothes sticking out. That was the witness. I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit.
Oh, the white cloud is gone! What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When you came to place, the white cloth was not there. Then it suddenly appeared. There is only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
Order! Order!
All your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got that wrong, man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault. He happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? Oh god, I think you dug your grave. This guy is not just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you are the only person who can open a particular locker. Oh yeah? I called you bluff. I say I opened the locker, now prove it. Oh fuck! This is how I prove it now. Fingerprint sensor? We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks are not that obvious. There are even some people at the fort that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? I only got 1 word for you, partner. No!
Order! Witness, explain yourself!
If this is a joke, is the worst I ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
Ole, please answer the question.
What is he now, a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here.
We can?
Have a look at these floor plans. There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marsh.
If that's so, then where was the witness?
It seems Mr. White has an answer. That's right, the only possible conclusion.
Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime?
Take that!
He was a bee! Officer Marshall was standing right here.
There... But that's where the big Detective Goodman was.
Yeah, it's because he is the victim. Correct, unless the man was not Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up as Detective Goodman. Well, that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he knew for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman? He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked to show his card, sir. Yes, and he did. Detective Goodman respond, and what Detective Goodman? He suddenly pulled a knife on me! Something about the officer's story, possibly. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yes, he had the age went to the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, the Detective Goodman picture is on his ID card.
Oh, I get it!
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man was not Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. The term for that is called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it? You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as a victim.
I can't say I particularly care for for your uncooperative disposition.
I can say I care for you bear, but you don't see me complain.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond the shadow of doubt? Did Officer Marshall dress up as the victim?
Do I actually got? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. See, you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. The desert heat. Ugh, this can't be happening. It's so obvious, he's the one. What did I do? Oh. It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was starting out. When you run out into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that will be what Mia used to tell me. Try to think outside of the box. How can I think outside of the box? Wait, I know how I can think outside of the box. I just need to walk away from the box. Now I can think outside the box. Okay, let's see. But I should look for evidence that came about because he wasn't this guy. Why do you think this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There is no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time, right? Yes, he did despite change of his might discover later us. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense argument, Officer J. Marsh dressed as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
The fact that the white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that. He opened it. Oh, I know why! I'm back because I finished thinking outside the box. I know why! He opened it in order to put the cloth inside.
So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is the key to all of the unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot.
Very well, let's take another look at the security tape. After committing to the crime, it flew.
Oh, there it is. There is the clue that I need.
Take that!
For some reason, you disguised yourself as a Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, so I don't know to what end you. Yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat!
You cannot just walk out like that. So you hid the code in your locker. Not bad, partner.
Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth?
Looks like I underestimated you all. I hope you are happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, you were only half as persistent as you are today. We all wouldn't have to be here now. Now, will we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did, all of it. Alright. It seems the time has come. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I sold the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. I managed to escape. I knew which areas would not be caught on the camera. There was not any motor in the evidence room at 5:15.
So the supposed victim was really you.
But there is one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor at the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then who could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he is the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Okay, time to start pressing this shit out. When you say that, you mean... Did you even have to ask, partner? DSL's 90. 2 years have passed since the case was closed. I was going to completely end with the transfer of the day. Nor did you have anything to do with it. The incident's not over. But what do you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed only, the case lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. The case is mine. But Officer Marshall was not in charge of that investigation. I just care so much about it. That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's idea and pressed him like that. Holty! Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was caring about the evidence transfer, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which will not get me anywhere. So you did to fool the security camera.
A detective ID card?
I stole it the morning of the incident. So, that really was why Goodman started filling out the lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So, essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint activate lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can change your fingerprint. Under normal circumstances, you will not have been able to open the locker yourself. But he could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must open the locker before Officer Marshall. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time.
Officer Meekins certainly is one in a million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID.
I'll have to think a little more about his races here. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say.
So you knock Officer Meekins out, and?
I managed to escape. I knew which areas will not be caught by the camera. Okay, so he knew that. Because he's a smart guy. So you did research beforehand. Those who go into the desert of repair don't live long enough, partner. I don't think it will make a difference though. Security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your code in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig will happen up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby.
So what you are saying is on that day,
There wasn't any murder.
Hold it!
Yeah, there was not any murder. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on the tape is me. I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no, I did not. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone.
what? Miss Edgeworth, where is that evidence?
I hit my microphone, I'm so sorry. It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Okay, and I take a pistol and I shoot him. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer? This is no small offense. Moreover, you are an officer yourself. They will have serious consequences. I can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in the salary. Not the salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this is not your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with.
The winner has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more.
I can't just forget the SLC, and you know why. Oh, I think I know why.
Objection!
Because of the victim. Because it's gonna be the victim's name. I didn't know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. Cactus juice. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you hear that name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got.
What? A prosecutor?
He must have been talking about the King of Prosecutors award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right, he was killed. And the case fell into your hands.
But what's this relation to you?
I mean, he's his brother, obviously. He was my brother. He was investigating the murder with Damon Gann, the then deputy chiefs of police. The group of the detectives I was part of worked murder under them. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. Okay, sorry, I can't read tonight. I'm very derpy. We are desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least, according to the public records.
What do you mean?
My brother could not have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it. Your reason for your insane revenge. There is more to my brother's death than what records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you cannot fool me.
Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime.
That was the last day of the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with his resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The thing that happened by chance never ceased to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It just got to be more than just that. So, if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was a real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. But wait, a verdict was not reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examine the incident at the police department today. There is only one reason the defendant was not convinced yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me this boy got the draw on your partner. Although the mysteries at the police department has been resolved, no doubt about it. Or sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely uncontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Objection! Actually, no, I don't. I raise my case. Fuck!
It seems the trial has reached its conclusion. There is no room for doubt.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time. Disproving the alleged murder in the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera tape really was fake, but I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana's guilty.
Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendants.
Your Honor, wait! Emma? The defense has an objection. Scientific objection. Right?
What do you mean, Wright? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian?
Your Honor, in a sense? Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the Easel 9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that you mention it, the names of both Sky's sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found in Detective Conch's locker?
But no fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So, did you find something? No. Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad, I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. Well, Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can find something wrong with them... Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you.
Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright, with regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain?
Okay, let's try to make a little memory of that. It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can find anything wrong with the blood mark, Lana will be...
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day.
Yes, Your Honor. If I need to concentrate this now. What could be wrong with that handprint detected on the locker? Could there be something I'm missing? Okay, let's try to make memory. Wait, yes!
Objection!
This handprint left a crime scene. A clue in the crime scene. Clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright.
You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them?
Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at this floor plan. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something has not been drawn there? Oh, yes, I know what! Yes, something that went drawn will completely change the meaning of the blood mark.
Let us pray the defense is not simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright.
With all this evidence here, there is got to do something about it.
The question is, which item can prove something is missing on the floor plan?
These idiots! What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, must go to the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans at the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So what happens when we put him in? This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well,
what?
That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing there, it will be impossible to place the handprint at this spot on the locker. What?
So that means, just exactly what does that mean?
It means it can be done.
What you are saying, blood traces were undeniable found in the locker.
No, it's not. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma? On that afternoon, Officer Mickens was the one who brought the Blue Badger to evidence room, right? After he put it down, it will be impossible to leave a handprint on the locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in.
Just one moment, I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom.
It might sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department evidence room, blood was spilled not once but twice.
But how?
One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security cameras. Officer Mickens cut his hand, from which a tribal amount of blood fell. The problem is the other time. Dead. Some bleed prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found in the locker. So then, assuming the murder your purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. Why did it? I know when!
Summarize the defense claims that prior to the officer Mickey being caught by the Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in the evidence room.
That's right, the blood mark on the locker proves this.
Very well, $10. When did this first incident occur as Miss Ayres was saved? Miss Ayres was saved, proof must be presented.
I know! There's only one piece of evidence that can show that.
Now then, Will the defense present its evidence? What shows that the first crime place?
The record was not let know. Please record. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer will have to enter it. Esqueleto! And in order to do so, an ID card will be required.
An ID card? Oh! The ID card record!
Yes. Officer Mickey throw the blue badger panel into the evidence room. Let's see, here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it will be
4:40 p.m. Oh! Miles Edgeworth, just what you have done!
I never would have figured out you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it's gonna happen me. Nope, ain't getting it.
I'm afraid I don't understand either.
It's clear from the luminol test. From the luminol test, the blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Mickens and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murder. I will have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible.
That will mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 7777777. Talk about a lucky number.
But wait! That doesn't make sense! How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room?
Since there is no record of this card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murder. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777.
Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this as soon as possible. Find out who this ID number is 7777777.
That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look at the owner of the ID card. At least at the present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is so-called executive officer. So we don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. Oh, it's gonna be fucking Tamongan. But that's ridiculous, just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority.
If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted.
An official charge? You are all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I will appreciate if you will keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay, let me ask a question. Yes? No, not you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we look up her ID number. And it's not 7777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident.
Yes, an incident?
Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need a witness to repeat this question, Mr. Chief Prosecutor? I hear him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for the trial. At a time where, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Lana? I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendant, just what are you saying?
I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in the court? Can you look at me, an investigator in the crime, in the eye and say that you did?
Chief Prosecutor, you didn't?
I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why don't you answer him? Drastic crime requires drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we have to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. That silence. See, that's what I'm talking about.
No!
Yes?
Order, order, order!
Lana's remark caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. We'll have to wait until the following day. To be content with. Sabe. Okay, time for the last investigation. I don't know if I will be able to complete this trial in tonight's stream, but I swear I'm gonna try my best. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm so sorry for what my sister said. Time measure is just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name. The Joe Dark killings. So like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she uses what happened to me. No problem, Hajime. Have a good night and sleep well. I will see you probably Sunday actually, because yeah, I'm not gonna be online tomorrow. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all here on the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with this killing, Ed? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I can see that one coming. All good, I was planning on streaming Twitch tomorrow. Ooh! Hajime Twitch stream! I probably will ask Maximus to look at you, because I will be curious about that. Tell me about the incident. It happened 2 years ago. I was right about this time of the year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day. Unusual for a season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, the terrifying man came bursting into the office. Mimi, sleep well. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture? What did you see in the instant the crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl? I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma, you went through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the word would just couldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it was not any good. 3 years ago, you must have been 40. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my investigations and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana will never have to forge any. I see. I think I finally am starting to understand what makes Emma think. But there is still something that bothers me about that crime. I don't remember the moment when Dark stayed with Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provide bogus evidence? The prosecutor office wanted the guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean, it's all my fault. That's if I just testify properly, no one will have happened. So it's true, even though he might not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up what she did, especially not to Emma. There is something that puzzles me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in here? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. There's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway to the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly, didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's new to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective. I better have another talk with her. Time to speak with La Navaja. Let me remove this because it's bothering me a little bit. Lana! Mr. Wright, it seems I think I'm in you trouble. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were that type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you were wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for you transferred to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about the unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. How's the Squaletto doing, by the way? I forgot to ask you that today. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to the another one 2 years ago. Evidence for that case was stolen as well, so I expect as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. The trial, it really was not fair, was it? I believe in you, Lana. I believe that no matter what happens, you always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, in fact the matter is, at 5:15 there was no more at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Mr. Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, This doesn't involve you. This only involves just me. I don't think I ever seen Lana look so faithful. It is true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing! They still talk about all the cases. She and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of the police back then, but he still worked at the crime scenes. Damon Gang was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reporters could even be filed. Sorry. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you are the chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right? Hans' help in the SL9 case was crucial to his resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about the investigation of 3 years ago. Primero Draco. 2 years ago, I was second in command at the detective investigation there. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gan, right? Yes. Deputy Chief Gan and I shared the same office and the same investigation. They even had the same office. We lead a team of the best detective on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dart was a serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dart. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now, you tell us. Damon and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have been so panicked. So he waited until Gan and Marshall let their cars down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gan and myself. Dino Noogies! That's where he found me! So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. Yay, delicious Dino Noogies! If I'm lucky, I might eat some tomorrow. It appears so. I was filling some papers while Gan and Marshall were questioning her. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect Joe Dart. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dart had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her, after all, her system must have gone too. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, sir. I don't buy it. What are you saying? There is no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to the extreme because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he was not convinced with that ruling against Joe Dart. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be overdue. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gan and I share. The office that Mr. Gan now occupies by himself, the chief office. Maybe he should have a look at the chief office. That's fine, the SL9. Okay, so now we got a place to go. Let's go to criminal affairs, I guess. I don't see a Teddy Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kinda quiet around here today. You're right. The chief of detectives seems the same though. Why don't we go to look for some other people to talk to? Right. We can come back here later. Let's go to the police department. Okay. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall! I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera, sera. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little investigation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But, Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prosecutors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was this one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either, all the detectives also. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was just dark, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there is a good chance the knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the fact have been concealed with the forged evidence? That case lay behind scars on all of us. The scars of the SL9 incident left behind. Malvavisco. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he? Your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place, that was not the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transfer. Interesting. It was racing that morning, and by nightfall, there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have been by already. I tried to seal the evidence so the case would not die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. The star was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners will get suspicious. No, they were careful enough to not be too obvious. They? What are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gad and Lana Sky. The investigation lead Damon Gad and his second in command, Lana Sky. There was not a person on the force who had not heard of that duo. The case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Oh, the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gunn, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentioned it, he must say something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's all the information. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth is not my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him the evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gunn. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. And he walked. This place is always really empty, but today is deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, you're looking for the others. They are all in the conference room. Oh, thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about that, what to do. About Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media and tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the concealing hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we're not police officers or anything. Hey, you're right, you can't go in there, it's off limits. Now I see where the Decepticon gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get to the chief's office. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Holy shit! Demitron, is that your bedroom? What a fucking giant organ. Whoa, where am I? In the chief office, silly. At least that's what it's saying in the door. Check out that type organ, that's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Back. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me the notes. I never could remember where C was. I feel you. I totally feel you, don't worry. It's been a while since I play a piano. Hmm? Oh, it's you. Chief Gant. He put the paper he was reading on his desk. So, Righto, have you been swimming lately? Oh, I wish I was. No, I haven't. I've been kinda busy lately. I can appreciate that. I had my hands full too with Miss Marshall's misconduct. And Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence. 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Nail, and me. So this is Miss Marshall, brother. Prosecutor near Marshall. Wait, there is something different on the trophy. Why this one doesn't have a knife? We took it, commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it though, but I do. I do got it. Anyway, I like to reminiscence all day, but there are Matters, I need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out here. Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There is no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I say there is no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Looks like we are not welcome. It seems the case is not over yet. After all. What do you mean? Chief Gunn denied a request to search a crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us to looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's got to be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Hey, Paul! Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No? Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in the court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world over his blood. Yikes. Edgeworth, right? By the way, won't Edgeworth be blamed if it's not like he knew the evidence was forged? Lanaska is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from those who don't like it. But now with this, there are really so many people who hate him? In a world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There is no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey D, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime, my treat. Yes, sir. You will take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. It seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I am afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I looked at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Drake left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean... he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl. Oh, that. Me. It seems that Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was a girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think I had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in there, okay? His power of recollection never failed to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory. Great. Yodar. Yodar was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take a serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady who saw the second crime. A kid walked by just then, so he killed him too. Then, when he was burying the bodies, a jogger came upon the scene and was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. Since he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of this questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. The crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that the last witness was not killed. That last witness, aka Emma. about this.
Hey, is that?
It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9. I believe this will be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of.
What are you doing with that?
Aki daki!
Ever since that case was closed, the knife's been locked away in a locker.
On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, it suddenly disappeared from the locker. It was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler.
That's it! Now I remember what an incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
What was it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again!
This knife, it was Joe Dark's knife, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it has his fingerprints on it.
But no one actually witnessed him using it in the murder anymore, right?
That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you will see it's broken.
You don't have to take a good look to notice that.
Yeah, well anyway, take a guess where the broken tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in.
Where was it?
The victim Neil Marshall was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound.
Did it match Drake's knife?
You bet, down to the last fiber.
That's pretty conclusive.
Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know.
Can I ask you one more thing?
What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gantz.
No, it's not money, but it does concern Chief. His office is a crime scene, right?
It's where prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered.
The chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay.
Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door.
What? Really?
But if I let a civilian there, I'd be charged with breach of trust.
Breach of trust?
Simply put it, I be canned. Oh, sorry pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you.
How about his ID card? It was Detective Goodman.
That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died.
Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting it out of this. I wonder if there is something we could show him that will make him change his mind. No one's here today, not even Miss Star. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went into the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we provided in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead, it looks like we just ended making Lana look more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I got to find out the answer for tomorrow. Cello, I need to talk to you. Where are you? There is the gato. Also, speaking of the gato, hold on. The High Prosecutor office. I wonder if Edward is back yet. There he is! Looks like he's writing something.
What? What are you doing here?
He sure was quick to throw that paper to the floor. Let me adjust myself a little bit. Tough day in court, huh? I had to lead the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Chill out, Mr. Edward, I'm rooting for you. That's Edward for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down, and nothing I do can erase the fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. The fact remains the same, no matter what excuse I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottle up. Tomorrow's trial. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year trial and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk on that trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case will come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is all. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I might not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. I used the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around the time? That picture? Something seems strange about it. The day of the crime. Could you tell us again about what happened today? The day that Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this! Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odd and ends clearly. Clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah! Chigan asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to. That's right. About this photograph, because it makes me laugh. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief's Gang office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall, he just started making a name for himself. Looked like he was taken with it when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there is something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding, it's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. Oh, yes, you're right. Ah, I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There is a story behind the design. A story? So interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award based on. This award originates from an ancient Chinese term. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Had you heard the story? Me? Sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it though, for Emma's sake? Very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd. He claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield. He claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute.
Objection!
Those things like each other. Very for a second. But then again, you heard that story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the description of these items described them both. When the king pointed these out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus the Chinese word of contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize... Precisely. So they symbolize the merchant items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it is in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow! Thanks, Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You will have to ask Chief Gans. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the war abolished. Chief Gans. Oh. I wonder what he was wearing before. Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edward is sitting right there. Just distract him, I'll check it out. Hey, Cello! I mean Edward. Is that the gun shot out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground! Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling under my feet. He didn't even look. What? Letter of... If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Resignation? Edward, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edward, none of it is your fault. I know the path I walked, you don't need to tell me. And that path I walked hasn't been a just one. I can forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else shall forgive me either. Uh-oh, I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it for anything. Oh, I know. Fuck. I need to show it to Gumshoe. Excuse me? Oh, it's you! Will either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Oh yes, keep me! Miss Star, I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are curious, sir, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Still, I never told you digging off the case from 2 years ago. Everybody you saw was involved in the SO9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was. For transfer all, this can't be all attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, the little scene I happened to witness. Hey! Hey, Cello, what's up? It's actually going fine, thanks for asking. I'm doing the last investigation before the final trial. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored with eaten. Hope you are doing fine. I read your message about being busy with this guy checking the systems of the things there. So I hope things are going fine there. Mr. Hatred towards Lana. It all dates go back to 2 years ago. Yodar, that's a name I will not soon forget. I'm fine, he's gone already, I'm just watching now. Yay, finally you can relax. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall. Tuck must have gone going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Sky. My sister? The best of the best were put on the SL9. Of course, they were led by the legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. Oh, Lana and Chief Gant! Legendary duo. Damon Gan and Lana Sky. Gan lead investigation with Lana second in command. They were the best. They saw all kind of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gan magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean? Oh yes, there were rumors about him being, even back then. No one dare confront him though. It takes she's talking about forged evidence. Back then everyone looked at Lana. All the evidence wanted to be like her. The detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes. Myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked, and always watched out for other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall? When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt that she had lost her own brother. If it was not for her, I don't think Jake will ever have recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Star, that's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? After case solved, the legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up the investigation. That's why we were shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious that the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found will suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us, say Goodman, were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much of an explanation. Then Lana Sky transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Not as quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Sky was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. This one very lengthy case, right? Yes, it is. After this, there is still one final trial, but I don't think I will be able to finish it tonight, because it's gonna be a lengthy trial of 2 parts. She was being used? You've been at this case for like what, 3 streams? Yeah, and I think I'm gonna be at 4 streams with this trial. Being used. Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yeah, it's a very long one. The last one, they really make it long. Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's power influence. Chief? That's right, having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. Oh, the prosecutors. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal alone. But how will he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since case ended, she never been the same. It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugliness. Thank you, Miss Star. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chief than I've been. Esqueleto! Criminal affairs.
Oh, you're back.
You're still here?
I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ.
You are a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ!
I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer is still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. It be my neck on the line.
That office in the last scene. I had to take a look in there. There's got to be something we can make the detective change his mind. Of course I do. This.
What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way, Mr. Ezra can't be serious.
Is he ever not serious?
I can't believe they pushed him this far.
Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible.
When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice, too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him.
Detective?
That's it. I made up my mind.
But...
Here, take my ID card.
We can do that if someone found out. They wanna let you off the hook with another lost item report.
Look at me. It's not secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I might already be as good as terminated.
What?
So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake.
Alright, detective, thank you. Don't show ID touch sweetly. Well, it worked. The letter of resignation of Mr. Edgeworth worked. Let's go to Demitron's place. I mean, the chief's office. Here goes, Mr. Wright. I swear, this totally looks like Demitron's office. What the hell, an organ? Yeah, that's why I say that this looks like Demitron's, because it's like the office he will have in the monastery he got, like the director. Because he is like a school teacher. Only villains have organs in their offices. Oh my god, Cello make an investigation. This guy is an asshole. If anyone finds us now, the Teticonscious goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Eek! Ah! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I don't even knew you could slap a ghost. Ah, the Teticonscious! What are you doing, sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Conscious ID card, crush and render it on us unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that to my e-card! Sorry. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here. So I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we are all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now, come on, let's see what we can find out. I got a bad feeling about this. The chief's office. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister? Yes, that's what I was waiting for, Lana. On the day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. That is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He left it as warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us to himself to our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. He was drunk. I see. So, ever since Lana left, no one ever touched that desk? No one except Chief Gant. And the cleaning lady who is in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since the incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Chief Gant. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around Wright because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Yes. Why do you ask? You don't think? Nah. You will not be... No. No, there's a way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that. Sorry. This guy's starting to get my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? Actually, I do. What? He's right, Mr. White. What do we think of him? Chief Gant. So, it finally comes to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignoring me again. Actually, let me examine this fucking giant piece of shit. The chief's organ sure is sight to behold. Sorry, I'm a little childish. Occasionally we heard him playing it from the criminal affairs department. That's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building. When a detective screws up, the chief calls them to this office and makes them listen to the organ for hours. What's so bad about that? Music suits the soul. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for ringing in his ears. So it's an instrument of punishment, literally. But are not Chief's ears affected? He never listened to anyone anyway. That's beside the point. I don't... Okay. That made me laugh because it made me think on Demitron seriously. Okay, let's examine things. Let's examine this desk first. This is Lana's desk. It sure is kitty. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gant will still keep it clean in memory of her partnership. They were based off legends are made of. Does Is he keeping memory of her memory of crime? Wow, look at the size of Chief Gan's desk. Speaking of that, we were here earlier. Oh, with you too, Chief Gan. He put the paper was reading at his desk. And only villains have organs in their personal space. Exactly, that's true. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence. Will you help me tomorrow with the OBS? I don't know if I will be tomorrow available, because like I say, I'm gonna be out with Cello in a Jurassic Park thematic theme. So I don't know if I will be able tomorrow, but I will be back on Sunday for sure. In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this. Hey, look at the case name! SO9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective, what did you just say? Probably, or at least his remains. I said, I wonder what. No, about evidence lists. Normally they are twice as long. That's right, I guess there was not a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. The list of evidence, it seems to show. Most lists run twice. What will the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it! The chief must be hiding something about that case. It will appear so. It's a safe, isn't it? Safe? That worries me. Trick. Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. A 7-digit number. Oh, hold on. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birth date, is it? Nope. I have a better idea. It was nothing. Input code. It's the only number we had not seen on the list of... This asshole is this number. Bingo! What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, Paul? 7777777. The final ID card number on the record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 777777, that ID number? I think you are 17 shy. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gan's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from a broken cup? This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. It's a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. Is the missing piece from the broken jar? Yes, it is. You think Chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just thought. Is that it? This is all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it and a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great. Now I have to prove their relevancy together. Or these two items related to the SO9 incidents. Come on! There's got to be something we can show the detective. Yes, we actually do. Can you take fingerprints from the cloth? Actually, that also would be a very good idea to try. Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So, you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, Detective. Alright, go to town. Jeez. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints you want to take. Come on, this is not the time for jokes. We're talking about the cloth we found in the safe. Oh, I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Jeez, what's your sense of humor? Yeah, I know. Let's select a finger, blah blah blah. Let's go for the index, because they always usually look for the index. I mean, just look at the forensic shows or programs or whatever. They always look for the index. I don't know if because the index is the most prominent fingerprint or what, but they always look at the index. That looks... I gave it my best shot. What kind of result won't be any good for matching prints? Will it? But it doesn't look like it will be clear result for this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Never mind. Probably because we always use the index for handling everything. You know what? That makes total sense, Chelo. When you mention it like that, that actually makes way more sense. Let's try this one. Ah, that's shitty. It doesn't look like we'll get the results. Actually, yeah, that's true. The index is like the main finger. Okay, let's try to use it like this. That looks shitty as fuck too. Maybe this? Wow, the game is really making this hard for me. Oh, this is good. So it was the middle finger. It? No, that's not Woodman. That's the Gumshoe. That's Lana Sky. Oh, that's Emma! No, how can this be? What are Emma fingerprints in here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprint were they? It seems the prints are too old. They're not clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they beat Dark's prints. Hey, you. Over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. And now, let me present you this shit. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us got back together, those were the days. It's kind of early to be insulted. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right, one of the shards had a Nestle 9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, the fragment we just found. You mean this one? That was in the safe? Yes, that one! That was in the safe! Now that you mention it, this rings a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Ensamble the fragment. It has something right on it. Here, let me see the shards. I'll take... Go ahead, pal. Show us what Rookie can do. It's alright. Here's some glue. If I can piece these together again, it will prove Chief Gan was knowingly hiding evidence. Here it goes. Are you really making me do this? Click. There! It feels like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gan will willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this! What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. Oh, I can see that. There's a reddish line in it. A reddish line? That's blood? I don't get it. Why would Chief Gan hide this in his safe? Well, was I any help? Of course! Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence.
Now that's not very kind of, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right? You in the code?
Chief Gunn! We didn't think you'd be back so soon.
Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then, I thought of a certain detective.
Do you mean me, sir?
Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Oh, you in the code.
Me, sir?
Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore.
But, sir...
Now get out.
Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too, then.
Wait, you, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet.
Me, sir?
I'd like a word with you.
But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet.
You with the spiky hair, you are free to go.
Mr. Wright?
Look, pal, if I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. The chief office is off limits.
But no, you just had to go sneaking in here like that, didn't you?
I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired.
Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it.
Now that I seen that evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I finally started to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time?
Anyway, you listen to me. I'm going to try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal.
After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she will be busy for the rest of the day. Okay, so I'm almost done with the investigation, and after that it's gonna be the trial, but I'm gonna leave the trial for the Sunday, because the trial is gonna be really long. I see, so the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it, tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can do to defend you, which is why I'm here. Oh, he's gonna put Emma to testify against her sister. That asshole. But I already told you all I can. What you told me over these past couple of days. Absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I say that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you are convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thickhead is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. Why you were keeping quiet? I have to admit I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted, you did it, you get there with no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you are unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you are incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No. I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question might have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name? Well, Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respect him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable. Then, tell me something. Why will he try to hide his crimes? His crimes?
But you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't knew the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I got accused because I was second in command of the investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you will need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in the case. Oh, of course I do. The evidence list. I just found this in the safe of Chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They are pieces of evidence from the SL-90. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's order. Even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. She is being forced. Exactly. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I cannot tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You will find it inside truck of Miles Edgeworth car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk lock was broken, and I discovered the murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon, you mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife from the SL-9 incident, serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave the knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That will be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage of your right hand. Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoe as well. And then, she saw me just as I plunged the knife in it. Miss Tara? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with it. I didn't even want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that, by whatever means possible. So, you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark's case. If word go out with it, well, the reporters will have the field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edgeworth exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister. To tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That will explain why Emma is so confident. About Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator of the SL-9 incident had been murdered. I wanted the fact to be kept hidden and in need help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean... Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID cards, but it seems he still had not made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as defense attorney and investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in the courtroom. Tomorrow's trial, there's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Guzman's real murder. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. To be continued. Yeah, I'm gonna deal with the end of this trial the Sunday. Because it's gonna be a long trial. It's gonna be a 2-part trial, basically. So yes, I'm gonna save here. But yeah. This Sunday, I will be able to finish this game. Save here again. Skip that. But I really hope all of you guys had fun in tonight's stream. It was actually really fun. And we did a lot of progress with each trial, but yeah. One more trial. That's all we need. One more trial. And I suspect that Emma is gonna be the witness of the next trial, so that's gonna be interesting. I gotta go then, but no problem, Cello. Enjoy your dinner or give a hug to the gateto, because I know that's what you're gonna do. We're probably gonna force her today. That's gonna be interesting to see her young sister testify against her, so it will be really interesting. But yeah, thank you all of you guys for coming here to the stream. I will see you guys on Sunday for the last one. It was so cool to have all of you guys here, so take care everyone, stay awesome. And yeah, I will be seeing you later. The Sunday actually.